Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart. Got lost in the game. All right, hey guys, this is AJ Unlimited here to bring you another video, and this one's gonna be another video talking about God and religion and faith and whatnot. I know you guys love it when I talk about that stuff, and yeah, I don't know, take that how you will, but this is important, and it's important stuff, especially this particular topic because this is going to be this one's very fundamental toward most people out there who are like on the fence about religion and God and like faith and stuff. Basically, in a nutshell, the message of this video is that God doesn't send people to hell. And people need to stop saying that and stop believing that. It's not true. It's a lie. And I feel like that's a big like problem with people and as to why they don't like trust God or believe in God, follow God or what have you. They don't. That's like the one thing that they're. Oh, how can such a loving God send people to hell? Yeah, no, check that. Because that's not the case. So I'm trying to think of how to explain this in the most relatable way possible. As a matter of fact, it's funny because like my aunt, who's super crazy religious, she was like kind of explained it to me once when I was a kid, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense. She was saying how something about how like God doesn't send people to hell, we send ourselves to hell. But it's like, how does that work? Why would I want to send myself to hell? And the best way I can describe it is like, I don't know, picture yourself auditioning for a play, like a musical at school, or trying out for sport, like trying to get on like the high school baseball team or football team. Picture that. And there's no coach. Maybe there is a coach. I don't know. Whatever. Like maybe or maybe not. There's a coach, but you're trying out for this thing, and let's say you're doing really really bad. You're just bombing so hard, doing terrible. And okay, let's say this coach or whoever isn't like in charge of the whole thing is like, okay, how do you think you did? You know, that type of thing. And if you're a decent human being with half a brain, you're gonna say I didn't do very well. I probably shouldn't make the team. Like if he is asking you like, how do you think you did? What do you think should happen? Should you make the team or not? Should you make the what do you call it, the cast? And that's kind of how I view it. It's like the thing about God and heaven and hell is that it's not like when you die, God is like, oh no, you get out of here, like I'm gonna, take you and just throw you into the pit of hell, the fires of hell, and like very angrily and it, and disgruntledly, it's not. That's not how it works, and people need to like God knows the life that we choose to live. And through our entire lifetime, each and every one of us are constantly faced with choices. And whatever choice we end up making in a particular situation is God sees it, And so if you like, if you make a decision that is good, that is selfless, and more like for the greater good, right? Like if you make a decision that's a godly decision, then that's one step into the right direction, and now you are down the path of good deeds. And if you keep down that path, then when you die, if you live a life of holiness and just the way that God commands us to, right? Then once you meet him face to face, he's gonna ask you, how do you think you did? And then you're gonna be like, I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good, God. I think I deserve heaven. And he's gonna say, okay, come on in, welcome. However, if you choose the other path, the path that leads to evil, if you're making decisions that are selfish and egotistical and decisions that I guess you could say like screw other people over, like money, wise. If you're like a really greedy person, you want money, you want material things, you want power, and you make decisions that leads you into that path of evil, and then you die. You know, you live this life of selfishness and greed, and you die. You're gonna have to answer to God for that, and He's gonna look at you and be like, "Well, how do you think you did?" And you're gonna see the pearly gates, and you're gonna see yourself, your own soul, and the filthy rags that you're carrying, and you're gonna tell God, "I don't think I deserve heaven. I chose to live a life of sin and evil and unholiness, so I belong in hell. I belong. That's where I belong because that's what I chose. That's the life that I lived. I lived for hell. I didn't live for heaven. I lived, So that's why people, when they face God after they die, that's how it works. And so some people are like, oh, I don't trust God. I don't like God. How can such a loving God send people to hell? Well, He's not. We're sending ourselves to hell because we are looking at the lives we live through His eyes. Okay, so keep that in mind too. When we die and we face God and have to answer for our stuff, we each individually see our life, like in the blink of an eye. We see our entire lifetime through God's eyes, and He lets us decide. And that's why it's so important to stay on the path of goodness and righteousness, because once you die and you face God, then you can, you might have to go to purgatory first, which is just a purification. It's like a temporary hell type thing. The reason why I'm making this video right now is because I'm just looking at the state of this country and the state of this world. And I don't know, this election that's coming up in November, which is just like 6 weeks away. And I'm just kind of like thinking about all the politicians that have done good and then the politicians that have done evil. And to me, is like, people, you got to wake up. People turn their back on God because they think He's evil, and He's sending people to hell. And that's why I think some of these politicians are so horrible, because I don't think they believe in God. If they do, they don't take Him very seriously, and that's why they live lives of greed and power hungry and whatnot. So that's why I just wanted to say, like, be careful, because it's not God sending people to hell. It's your own self, your own spirit, your own consciousness. Or I should say your own conscience. So that's it. So thank you guys once again very much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know what to do. And as always, I will see you next time. God bless. Peace.